There's a storm brewing in Mesa. Neighbors near Power and Baseline are fighting a proposed nightclub called Hurricane Bay. And as Scott McGee tells us tonight, the neighborhood does not want a big old party next door, do they, Scott?
No, they don't want this party, Beverly, and here's why. Here's this mall here. Now, it's seen better days. It is a little bit run down. A lot of the tenants have moved out. So across the street, though, is a very nice middle-class neighborhood. So you've got one neighborhood on this side of the street, you got a mall on the other side of the street. The problem we have is that the owners of this mall want to bring this back to life, and these folks don't like the tenant.
It's not safe. I think it's very unfair.
Tempers flare at a homeowners association meeting tonight as more than 100 residents of the Superstition Springs neighborhood speak out against a proposed nightclub moving into their backyard.
My concern is that you have 1,500 people that are going to show up and get loaded.
The plan is to build a 19,000 square foot Hurricane Bay nightclub at the old Factory Stores of America building. A club large enough to hold up to 1,500 people, but its location is just a few hundred feet from some people's backyards.
It's ridiculous to even try to put that in a community.
It's a home value issue. It's a safety issue for the children in the neighborhood.
Dawn Teo started her own website to stop the nightclub.
We're not saying not in our backyard. We're saying not in anybody's backyard.
Mesa City Council member Scott Summers also lives in the neighborhood. He did not take a public stance on the issue, but he did try to answer questions from the residents.
I want to know if this is something that Mesa wants to have. Not necessarily in this community, but does Mesa want to have it? So we need to talk to them about traffic concerns. We need to talk about crime. We need to talk to them about how are you going to be a good neighbor in this location? And then decide at that point, well, we appreciate the good faith effort to come and talk to us.
So there's a few issues at hand here. First off, Mesa's having some fiscal issues, so they don't want to send away any businesses that could bring in some tax money. The other problem, though, is that these folks are very upset. They don't want this thing here. And the HOA meeting that was on tonight, they didn't get their satisfaction from them either, because the HOA said, hey, listen, we don't have any business with this stuff. The HOA has nothing to do with this. This is a city council meeting. So we have some very upset residents. Fact of the matter is we're still very early in this process. There's another meeting January 17th. We'll have to wait and see what happens there.
Definitely a tough spot for the city to be in tonight.
Exactly.
All right. Thank you very much, Scott.